So, my name is York Molт and we are here on the first unofficial television, your guide through cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin.
Hello, Mr. Molt.
Hello, welcome.
Can you tell us about the revolution in this IT world?
In this IT world, when we started over from the beginning of the internet, we are talking today about digital goods. Everything is going digital. Our cars is going digital. Our house is going digital. But yet now we have a new assessment. Our money is going digital. And when we talk about the new world, we're talking about systems to make money digital. And the first system of the row was the Bitcoin system. And today, still the Bitcoin system is the only one which was not hacked, which was made for the people, to have money for the people, not for the banks. It's without banks, it's without the central station. And so we see it is alive today. More and more people use it, but that's also bringing a lot of problem with regulators and something like this. But now we are in there. The Bitcoin is reality. We can see it in Japan, we can see it in Moscow, we can pay with Bitcoins directly. And that's the opportunity for people to have their own money controlled by themselves, not giving money away to another point of access, and he is giving your money away and says, sorry, I lose your money.
Yes, can you tell me about the security of cryptocurrency, of Bitcoin?
Okay, Bitcoin has the strongest security level you can imagine. Satoshi Nakamoto was founding a system from cryptography technology to make this thing secure. For example, there is a number on your storage, and normally a computer can calculate your storage number, and then it opens and put out everything. With this kind of secureness, you can't open the box because your computer hasn't got the power to open this box in half from 350 years.
How do you think? Is it possible to use this technology not for the money?
Yes. Imagine we have history. The most effort of Bitcoin is you can't change the history. For example, we see there is an acting of a bomb outside there, and we make pictures. All today make pictures and send it to Facebook, but you can fake Facebook pictures and something like this. We put it in a PDF container, give the PDF container a crypto key, you can't open it again. And this number we put on a transaction in the Bitcoin world. So this transaction number is with the Bitcoin saved in a ledger, in a public ledger. And the most effort about this, you can't change this ledger, you can't hack it. So this number is for good all the years. And after 100 years, someone is saying on Facebook that was a fake, it doesn't happen. You look in the transaction, look for the number of the PDF, put it out, compare, and you can say, I'm right. I have a timestamp that it happens there, you haven't got the timestamp, you have nothing.
Yes, and I think the people would start to vote by this technology.
Right. So online voting is a big thing. That's why companies from governments and fintechs try to make a separate system. But all systems are built up. Other blockchains, we heard about many blockchains, are controlled by someone. So the real truth is the Bitcoin blockchain, because if you vote, even the government, nor the fintech, nor someone else can change the voting. If I go to another blockchain like Ethereum, I can hack Ethereum, or the governments can change the ledger because they have an access point. So for example, we can do smart contracts and all the good things on the Bitcoin blockchain, and I do it in consulting. You have a company, so you build an own blockchain with an own smart contract and everything is working. First, you can control it. It is not decentralized at all. The second thing is, you build this up for a company, and then you want them to pay for you, that you give them this technology, right? Mm-hmm. That's business at all. So after you have done it, you have talked about Bitcoin, you have talked about your coin and your system and everything. I go in there. I don't have to explain, because you explain for me what Bitcoin is, yeah, right? And I say, you only have to pay me for the information I give you, and the technology is for free. Here, take it, and you haven't got any fees anymore in a month. So that's a big difference. Because you can't create anything on a blockchain in your project I can't do on the Bitcoin blockchain. That's what they all don't understand. I can make smart contracts from the beginning, Ethereum since 2013. But I can create everything you do on the blockchain. I can create also on the Bitcoin blockchain, no matter what you find out.
But you will not have the administrator of the blockchain.
There's no administrator, right? We put it in there, and then we can't change it. And the only thing we can stop a smart contract from working is totally erase them. We can't change the smart contract, but we can erase them in our system. But we haven't got the control over the smart contract. It's working, and you can't throw the smart contract.
So, where can we find the best jurisdiction for multi-currencies crypto exchange? What you will recommend it?
It must be a decentralized exchange. You can make exchange for multi-cryptocurrency not based on Ethereum, because the Ethereum smart contracts we can hack. So why don't people make an exchange decentralized for all cryptocurrencies, not on the Bitcoin blockchain? You can settle it up. We can make smart contracts for handling it, and we can build ASPIs to connect and something like this. Yeah, we can connect the whole world, but we have a secure system laying around. Why do we always use for some exchanges and something like this Ethereum tokens? Because we know we can hack it, and the DAO and now it's the same system. The art of smart contracts and how exchanges are setting up is the same like them. So what we have to do is we have to build decentralized exchanges, not controlled by anyone. The government can come and say, okay, Coinbase shut down. Yeah, government can come and say Moscow exchange shut down. What about if a smart contract, no address is there? Who will you talk to shut down? What if we have that? And there are solutions out there. We have some of them, like BISC or like X and something like this.
Yes, wonderful. Can you tell me, is there in the world one of such an exchange or not?
Yeah, there are such exchange. One is called BISC. Yeah, another one is called Paxful. Paxful is a marketplace where you can meet. This marketplace is totally decentralized. No one can shut down Paxful. We see more projects coming up because the stronger the regulation, the more the Bitcoin community is going in a decentralized world.
I see, but you don't tell us about the control. But the other side is that the exchange can take my money and go away.
Yeah, that's always if you don't have a decentralized exchange. The exchanges are the way you got into the old world back. So Bitcoin was not meant to go back in the old world. Today, what do? We have seen it here on Phenopolis. We ask the old world for regulation, a new world. That's totally stopped it. Because we all want to make money with this thing, yeah? So what happens in 2140, the last Bitcoin is coming out, yeah? The system stops to create Bitcoins, and then it's Bitcoin a totally thing of money. For example, we have projects in Africa and in Venezuela. So what happens there? They have a hyperinflation, and even if the dollar price for a Bitcoin is going zero, the people there don't care about, because they have to use their Bitcoins for buying food. So if you know a Coke is 0.001 Bitcoins, it don't matter if it is a price from $1.40 or 30, it's 1.001 Bitcoin. End of the discussion.
Can I ask you about the ICO?
Yes, of course.
The question is about the jurisdiction of ICO. Which jurisdiction should we choose to make an ICO? Who can give us the best consult about that? And also we would like to know if our startup will take money from the ICO, how to use this money not to be robbed.
So let's talk about ICO from two perspectives. We have 2 points of view in this thing. If I come from a monetary world, like this year, you see many ICOs come up from people that have already money. Yeah, they are not poor people who make an ICO. So the main question is for an ICO, what was first? The Tesla car or the ICO? What was first? The Bitcoin blockchain or the ICO? It's a simple answer.
The Bitcoin.
The Bitcoin and the Tesla. And then the investors came. A good idea doesn't need an ICO. It does a good idea, and the investors will come from themselves. So, but many people haven't got the possibility to collect money in this way to fulfill their dreams or plans in a moment. So what now happens is an ICO is a very good thing. It's the equal to an IPO in the normal world. So it's It's a share, a pre-share. You buy pre-shares and you hope that the company comes for real life. The pre-share orders hope that the worth of the company is going to the shares, and then it's going up the price. And the ICO is the digital pendant. Yeah. So we buy a token, and we hope the company is, for example, 300 ruble, and we hope that the company worth is growing and the token is growing also, and we go to an exchange and trade with the tokens there. So it's a prepared offering for a company share in a digital world. So that's a good thing. And what about that? It's a good thing for people who haven't got enough money to fulfill their dreams. They can collect an easily way to get money. That's the other side.
But in the real world, as you say, the digital pre-action, yes, stock change or something.
Yes.
But in the real world, the investor has got risk. He gave money to me, and my technology will work or will not work. But the money I will spend for buying some goods that I need to make my technology work.
So
maybe I have bad technology. But when you were on stage, you told about 90% of ICO problems.
The problem is on the ICO and the IPO is in the real world, they are regulated. So if you want to make this, you have to make a prospect and you have to show me how. You have to say who is the responsibility person, where is the address of the person, where's the company settled. So in the case you will fake me, I can go to a law and say you are wrong. And we've seen at the talk, the ICOs are not regulated at all. They work on regulations, but I think there must be regulations. Totally freedom of money, but in this case we have to do it because you said it's scams. So the main thing how we can find out if it is a scam or not is totally strange, because the first thing is you go to an ICO, you see the white paper, but you don't have clarify where is the company settled. Is it a real address? They have a real office in the real world or something like this. Why not? If they want to do this, they have to do this and not an address in a bureau office for something, you know? So this is the first thing I have to check out. Then I have to check out for the person who is doing it. Has he done in the past something? I have to Google for it. This is a big thing of self-responsibility. In the digital world, we have a self-responsibility. If we make a smart contract, for example, or an ICO, I have to check if that what we will fix is by law or it's good for me. And you have to check if you can a maximum of money and don't disturb my rights. So we have checked separately. If I only trust you, we are in an old world, and the smart contract is it's only working and working and working, but not in the way we want to. So in the ICO it's the same. I have to check out, is this idea a reversible idea, and what will the ICO opener do for transparency, that I can see which is the next step, where's my money gone, yeah, and what is spending for what, and is it stacking or not, so I can decide, is it a thing I will put in more money, or will leave it and say, okay, it was a nice idea, I was wrong. But at the moment, you are only paying for ideas, and the people are going crazy if they hear bitcoins and something like this. It's the hype about it, and then they spend money and lose money, and 90% of all.
So to the company which you would like to make an ICO collection, you will say that it's best way to make smart contracts about the investigation. So I ask you about money, you will be my investor, and we will take the smart contract right now about where I should spend this money and what shall I get by this money.
If I want to do an ICO on my own, I will do a smart contract who is binding both sides. My money is going to your side on your wallet, but it is locked. And even if you want to take out money there, you have to talk about what is coming with this money. So the smart contract is giving the money free amount. Maybe you collect 4 million. So you say I need 20,000 to buy these things, and you do it on an official site I can watch. So I can press a number. The smart contract is giving this money free for you, and you can spend it. In the event, most of the people we can make consensus. Can say 51% of the owner have to decide if your project is good or not. And it happens that 51% say it's not good. The smart contract is sending your money back to the stakeholders. And that's a great thing we can do, but no one do.
And we can do it individually.
We can do it individually.
For you is the one smart contract with me, for the other guy is the other smart contract.
Right, yeah, because if you have investors, it's a different if you have a token buyer or an investor. An investor, you can say you get 8% a year from the company. And token buyer is saying I will buy 100,000 tokens. You can make different smart contracts. Smart contracts, nothing or else than a digital contract we have chosen, but we can float each other. We have to check out if the regulations are all in there. And so we put it on, and if you don't fulfill, the money is going back. And if I say to you, I will spend you each month 10,000, for example, yeah, and I don't come there, you will get your rights back on your papers and sell it to another one, and you can have the money from me because I was frauding you. Also, it's for both sides.
Oh, I see. It's much better than the investment fund.
Right, and we should do it. And we should do this ICOs on the Bitcoin blockchain because the smart contract is based on Ethereum, and with the ERP20 protocol, I can hack it. I can take out the money, and then it's not worth. We can make smart contracts, but if they can hack it, what it is worth.
How the world will change with the ICO? Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I think it's like the beginning of the internet. I think there was many ideas, and in the end we see Google and Facebook and eBay are the biggest companies who make money today through the internet. I think you think also. Now Alibaba is coming on the market and something like this, but it was the reaction. Now we have 2,000 ICOs or more, but in the end of the day we will see which are true or not. And the more of the people lost their money in ICOs, the more clearer will it comes to check out what ICOs are. But the problem is, if you go for an IPO in the real world, you got to have some knowledge about stock holding and something like this, right? It's not in this world. Your wife at home can go to the computer, says, "Oh, there's an ICO, I will spend some money," but without checking out what it is behind. And that's why I say there must be some regulations. It's okay. I think also the Chinese have done it in the right way. They shut down the ICO at all. Not to forbid the ICOs, but they want to start about over how can we do it in a better way next time. And that's a very clear thing. And I think it's also here, we heard in my speech, we should not forbid at all, but we should make a platform where we can see what the ICO is doing, where the money is going, and then we should build on this thing, the smart contracts. That's what I tell you. So, what I'm talking about is to you, and I humbly want to understand you that the freedom of money is not coming to talk about it. We just have to start to use it. So what you can do with this world is buy some cryptographies, crypto money, and buy bitcoins, for example, and don't hold it all in your wallet. Hold only a spare in your wallet and go out and buy something with bitcoins. So you are a big part of the system who lives, and the price is going up by selling bitcoins and holding bitcoins. Yeah, and that's this magic about bitcoins. No one can forbid you what you have to buy. No one can shut down your accounts, and there's no bank in the middle. We don't need central banks anymore. We don't need a banking system. Yeah, we only need banks for store value, but we want to have the freedom of our money. And if you understand all about it, it is not about the cryptocurrencies coming out like Ethereum or Ripple or something like this. In 4 years, the worth of this are going away. But the Bitcoin is staying at a high price. So if you join the community now, you can get wealthy for you and your friends. And even if you're poor, imagine one thing. Only change 5% of your income in Bitcoins, save it for 2 years, and I promise you, you have a wealthy you never have been before. And then you can go to the shop and buy a television or something like this you want to have. But go out of the debt system. Don't make debts, because debts are controlling of your own personality. You see all about, we have Edward Snowden, we heard he is talking about security issues and something like this. In this world with Bitcoin, you are safe with your money. You can send the money around the world. No one can stop you. And even if they talk about regulations or something like this, it's not about this thing. Think about, you will have the freedom of your money, and you won't depend to banks who spare your money and telling you you have to do something with your money or not. Yeah, you give your money away to people, they don't care about your money. We see it in the crisis 2008 when the Bitcoin came up. Governments and regulators and banks are not able to take care about your money at all. At least we have to make a choose. What will we do with our money? And I always say to you, it's in your mind, it's your thing to choose. Will I go a bad guy or will I right by it? It's about yourself. But even if you do bad things, remember there are also laws out there and they will find you also. That's not totally anonymous in the system, but it gives you the freedom to make it. So if you choose to make good things with your money, no one can stop you. If you do bad things, no one can stop you also. But what has happened if you burned all the people out there with your frauding? Yeah, what happens after that? Where's the truth? And I can prove the truth in the ledger. You can't fraud. I can say in 100 years you have done wrong. Think about the thing. But if you are going for a world currency, you are going for a free world, and if you're going for a mind, for mindsets, and you will start to making things good in the right way, take the bitcoins and take it away, because most of the gangsters are sitting in governments.